Now, if everybody can sing, why can only one person be a star? Right? See what I mean? When you have a competition where only one person can win and everybody can sing good, and it's based on popularity alone, that's why it's corrupt. I know it is. Plus, we don't even know how much they won by. You won't give us the numbers. Were they that low? Did you don't even want to tell us? Right, that's another thing about a competition. What are the numbers the person won by? You don't tell us that either. Was it that low? Was it that bad that they won by? I mean, ain't that part of the competition too? I mean, you can run the mile, right, and win the race, but how fast did you run it to win the race, right? So you can also get a world record by the time you run the mile. Now you could win the race, but not break the world record as well. But you still won the race, you know what I mean? Right. Against the people you're running against, right? And that's because the Bible says, when you run in a race, all run, but only one wins the prize, right? That's how Satan does things. Not everybody wins the prize in a race, right? But you're all running in the same race no matter who wins, right? And if you get to the finish line first, second, or third, right? Again, that's the training of the person who won or came in second or third as well, right? And when you reward something like that, though, that person who won you consider the fastest, right? Right. And the other people were slower than them, but I bet they can beat someone else who doesn't do that kind of thing, right? In a race as well, right? And sometimes you win the race and sometimes you lose it too, right? Or you come in second or third, which is in the top three, right? I don't know. Well, is that considered good as well, as long as you're not below the top three, right? Again, right? You're in a competition, right? Only those who do well, too, I don't know, do they show, right? Because the other people are falling all over themselves or whatever, if you're doing skating, for example, or gymnastics, right? But the people who they show aren't. They're good enough to be put on TV or make it in the top 10, right? Or the top 3, right? There's a top 10 or a top whatever, right? For everything you're doing. And it's about the numbers, right? But you don't tell us what the person won by. Why is that? Like Kelly Clarkson, how much did she beat out Justin, right? By when they did their little thing, right? That's the information we don't know and why we think it's rigged, right? Was it that big a deal, or was it a landslide that Kelly won by, or a small amount, right? See, that's part of a competition too, right? That's why some people think it was rigged for Kelly to win. Why? A, she's a female. B, he's a male. C, right? That's sexism, right? Reversed. But still, right. And Alicia Keys is coming on and she's playing the bedroom TV, sorry. But anyway. And it's like Alicia Keys was told by someone she couldn't sing, but she had to prove them wrong too. You know? Now, again, right, no one can tell her though she can't sing now, right? To hell with them. But again, I heard that story too. Now, when mommy puts on nail polish and daddy don't, though, right? And her son wants to put some on, but then he thinks about it because daddy don't, right? It's still perception by others. Your son is learning as well. Mm-hmm. Right. That's another example of parenting, right? Does that make your son, though, gay or straight or just want to make his legs look pretty like mama's? Right. See, people who make the child gay are the problem, and or straight, right? Or tries to make a child understand things that men don't put nail polish on their fingernails. Leslie. No. But women do. Right. But is it a sin? I don't know. Or just you think the male shouldn't make his nails look pretty like a woman's, right? Which means what? He's gay? If he does, right? That ain't about sex, by the way. It's about painting your nails. And see, even in Israel, when Aaron is gathering the gold, there were men who had earrings and women. Damn. But today it's more considered taboo for the men to have earrings than it is the women. Why? I don't know. Judgments, condemnation, stereotypical behavior. Men determine to be a man, you cannot pierce your ears and wear earrings like a woman. And any man who does is effeminate. Do you see what I mean? That right? And not only are you effeminate, you're gay. You won't sex with me. Those don't equal the same thing, by the way. Who you have sex with, gay or straight, like I keep telling you, is between you and the person or persons you want to be with, right? Why does God show you that the people doing the orgy in Rome and the Jews waiting a year and get married, right, are under the same God, right? Like Jesus said. God sends his rain on the just and unjust, right? So who's judging just or unjust, Satan? Satan is trying to make us just or unjust. It's his knowledge of good and evil we're following. And he's making us worse by judging each other and condemning each other and trying to kill each other over it, right? The things we all want to do with a woman or a man or whatever, right? You want to do it with, right? The difference is, right, you feel how you feel. Like Peter Frampton said, do you feel like I feel? If you don't, okay, I understand. You want something different, right? Between you and the person you want it with, right? Well, what if nobody wants it? Well, did you feel that way alone, right? I don't want to hurt you, right? As long as you don't want to hurt me, right? Over who you want sex with, right? That's what Jesus means, right? When they're trying to stone the woman caught in the act of adultery, they're beating her by herself. When the law says both are to be the stoned. That's the first thing you got to understand about the law of Moses. It don't differentiate, right, or discriminate, right, that the woman is sinning worse than the man or the man is sinning worse than the woman if both are sinning together, right? Both have sinned, right? Not one or the other. And when you don't do nothing wrong and you're faithful to your spouse, that's the way the relationship is supposed to be, right? Right. God don't tell you to do nothing wrong, right? Nor right, right? But what's going on if she does cheat on you, right? With another man? She ain't happy with you then. Divorce her, let her go, right? Find you a woman who won't cheat on you then, right? And move on. That's what Jesus is also saying. Forgive the adulterer, right? And adulteress, right? Don't judge them anymore. That ain't working, right? They're still doing it behind your back. They also don't always get caught. You know what I mean, right? Unless one wants more seriousness and to marry the other and the other don't, right? You know, that can cause a problem too. And then the other person might get killed, right? Like with David and Bathsheba and all that, right? Now, sometimes it's the mistress who gets killed. Sometimes the husband gets murdered by the wife. And sometimes the lover or the girl gets murdered, right? Or both together sometimes, right? Now, Uriah and the child, though, died from David's sin, right? 2 victims there, right? Yet you're saying to a woman, she can't say that there's something wrong, right, with the man she got pregnant by, and she don't want to have the baby right now. She can't do it, right? And wants to abort it before a certain trimester, before it really becomes viable, like with David's child with Bathsheba, right? If the Lord let the child die or smote the child, whatever, but as punishment, right? The woman can't determine there's something wrong with this. I don't want to have this baby right now. I'm not ready, right? And abort the baby. Did God ever tell you not to do that or to do that? Neither. Men and women tell other people what to do. God knows you can either have the child or abort the child medically today, right? And that makes it a what? Choice. Now the hypocrisy, Herschel, the hypocrisy, Reverend Warnock, is no matter who writes the law, it's the person who has the problem if they want to abort the baby or have the baby, and it's their choice, right? We all got to get along, right? Both those who understand why an abortion should be legal and those who don't, right? And would never do it to their child or any child. I've even heard of a woman that was raped having the baby of her rapist because she thought life was so special, right? Which is good for her. But I understand also the woman who was raped who don't want to have the child. She has to carry her rapist baby and didn't want it and don't want to carry it and shouldn't have to. If she don't have to, and there's a medical procedure that can undo what the rapist did to her, which is as murder to her, like with David and Bathsheba and Uriah. It's as murder to rape a woman. That's what Moses compared it to, right? So why can't she choose that something's wrong with the man, right? She married or got pregnant by out of wedlock, right? Even my ex-wife did it with the dude she was with, right? But I still understood, right? But she couldn't necessarily do it with her husband's child, right? I'm trying to find a wife, and she's trying to find a husband, but we might be mixing and matching what we want, right? And again, what we got, right, whether it worked out or not, and it didn't, right, means we move on from it, Daphne, right? Even if I'm single now, I'm not hooking up with Amanda that I know of, unless you know she did, and Amanda knows she did. I still don't have a clue it even happened, right? But I'm telling her why. You wouldn't want me to remember if she don't care, right? Now, the thing is, I really don't know, right? So I'm not saying me and Amanda were ever together. I don't know. I don't think we were, right? I'm not trying to seduce her. I'm not trying to get with her. I'm also telling her I hope she finds a boy her own age, right? What else can I say, right? That is the truth, right? I stayed in Georgia. I didn't go around her. I didn't stalk her. I didn't stalk you. And you can't stalk me either by coming to Georgia when you don't live here. You weren't born here. You weren't from here. Go home, woman. Leave me alone. Same with Sheena, right? If you thought I was going to stalk you to St. Louis or wherever the hell you were from, you were wrong. Go home. I'm over you too. And there's different types of relationship, like the prodigal son or the prodigal daughter. He came from a good family, right? He felt he needed his inheritance, right? Then. And his father was honorable enough, like Satan to Jesus, right, to give it to him, right? And he squandered it, right? As Satan did, right? On Adam and Eve, right? And lost what really God wanted for Satan in the first place by playing the devil and becoming the devil and becoming the evil one, right? Who taught us all to do each other wrong, right? Now, we're still dealing with this sin until the last week, right? Which is only 20 days to God. That ain't 20,000 years, right? Huh. That's a third of a month. But two-thirds, right? Now, what is Satan doing, right? If he's the second-born and Christ is the firstborn, you see what I mean, right? And St. Gabriel's the third-born, right? And there's Jesus or Michael, Satan or Halo, and then Gabriel. That's the strength of God, right? And there are three different beings, right? Because Gabriel is trying to help Michael, and it's Michael and his angels fighting against Satan and his angels, right? In heaven, right? So who's the leader in heaven? Michael. Who's the rebel? Still Satan, right? Or Halo. Lilith. She's on fire! Okay. Well, you can see her nipples a little bit through her shirt. That's okay. I can't help it. I'm a guy. I want to see that, right? But I'm not planning it, right? I done seen it before. It's what she's wearing, right? And whether intentional or unintentional, right? You can see her nipples through the shirt, right? If you show this concert over and over again, right? I'm having to critique it, sorry. But it's not that I mind, right? Or I'm gonna say, oh, I've never seen nipples before. What am I gonna do? No. Right. It's just another example. But it's how you handle a temptation, right? If we were still naked and eating, we could all walk around naked and not ashamed still, right? The shame came after the sin with Adam and Eve. And them eating of the forbidden tree's fruit, right? Of its body, right? No matter how you look at that, that's what put us here, right? But I don't think she's unattractive, but she's got a man. She don't need me, right? I don't think that way, right? But you can't deny a good-looking woman if you're a man either, right? You see what I mean? You don't covet the woman. You know she's a woman and she could be something you would be interested in, but you also know there's no chance, right? You know, there's no way you're gonna just meet Alicia Keys on the fly. Right. That's where, again, the bodyguard or sleeping with the enemy comes in, right? I watch movies like that too, right? So I'm trying to tell everybody, I'm not what you think I am just because I went mentally ill because there was problems and shit. In the working condition I was in. That's what made me hear voices. Not the pastor masturbating with his church. The shitmates were the problem. They weren't wanting to train me. That was the problem, right? And it got so bad, right? That when I met Sheena, I was hearing voices to deal with my new relationship with her. And they want me to be gay with it, right? Or to have sex with me, right? I said no. That's all I can say, too. No. No. Now they're trying to make the know what? Yes. Anyway. So who has a bad time on the ship, Shane? Who can't do his job if they don't train him, Shane? Who is the one they hate the most? Shane. Who did they agree was paranoid schizophrenic? Shane. But was Shane always schizophrenic? No, that's Dr. Weinrep, right? I was seen by a psychologist who also referred me to a psychiatrist, right? And neither one of them saw anything wrong, right? Mentally at the time, right? So 2.5 years later is when I hear the voices after I pray and fast to meet Sheena. Does that make sense, right? And then I kind of mess up with her too, but that's because, again, right? I've been talking about the dream to other people, and I think it has to do with the two witnesses, and I told her the same thing. That's all I know I did, too. I didn't do nothing out of the ordinary, right? But what did I do that was unusual? I don't know, right? I told her about my dating life, like I'm telling you. Does this sound too crazy, right? Or something we all might have to deal with one day. If you're trying to date and, you got people living all around you doing whatever they want. But you can't. I'm not doing it to see Alicia's nipples either. I just done noticed them, and I'm trying to respect her performance over what I saw the last time, right? I just checked it out. And noticed. And what she's doing is she's performing, dancing, moving around, and guess what? They get erect, right? That's cause and effect, right? That's what I'm saying, right? But I like women, right? That's not sexual immorality unless I'm trying to what? Have sex with her. Right. Noticing the attractiveness of a female ain't what Jesus means when he's talking about lusting to commit adultery with a woman. Do you understand, right? I can't commit adultery with Alicia. I don't know her to, right? That's not what Jesus is criticizing. I know it's not. What he's criticizing is those who are married too and also want to commit adultery with a woman and condemn others and think about it in their heart, right? While condemning others, right? Who want to do it too but aren't quite doing it, but if they had the opportunity they would do it anyway, right? That's what he means. Now, I would never expect Alicia to leave her son or her relationship to come here to Georgia, like I said, which you would have to do, which is just an example, too, right? And seduce me anyway, right? Nor Kim Kardashian, nor Miley Cyrus, right? It's the point. But Molly Z, who is not a star, right? But we're both on YouTube, did. Now, her, I was kind of okay with, right? I kind of dealt with her, right? But then she had other issues. She talked about being done wrong and possibly raped herself, right? Which you know that if you read the blogs, right? Now, cause of that, I don't know how to handle it, and I let her be on top. We had sex, and then she does the same thing with me. But with me, it wasn't rape. I know it wasn't. See. She also said it was in school that she was raped, right? But again, right? She's 23 and she's on top. That's not rape, is it? No. But she said that I raped her, so I can't. I'm like, well, no. Once she did that, who lied? Molly. Once she started changing her reaction to the sex, right? She was a false friend, right? And all I'm trying to do, like I told you, was when I have sex, right, unexpectedly, and she's on top, and she could have been horny, and she could have been ovulating either, right? And she did say she has a period, but sporadically, right? She didn't tell me she was transgender or anything, right? And she got wet. I know. Which is a thing women do before they have sex. They sexually respond differently than, say, a transgender person too, right? A transgender person cannot get wet. They have to use what's called lubrication, right? I'm not judging it, but I'm just telling you something I know about it, right? Now, here's the thing, though. If you're on top, right, and I seduced you to a point, did you have to get on top? No. And out with you. But I'm not worried about it, right? Nor should Alicia, right? While I'm, doing the video, right? And her stuff is on MTV Live. Not understand I'm just watching TV and she's in the background, right? And I'm trying to do it legal, right? And fair use is involved, right? Because I'm paying for the service, right? Without paying Dish, I can't see MTV Live. So I'm critiquing the concert and telling you I've done seen it before too. And there were times I noticed her nipples a little bit. But I'm cool with it, right? No, I think she's a pretty woman. I'm not worried about her and me hooking up, right? And that's what Jesus means too, right? See, part of it is a natural attraction between a single male and an attractive woman, right? But I also know she has a son, so obviously she has another man in her life. And that's where we say, I forgive my attraction to Alicia as a woman to a man, right? But I go on not thinking anything more about it. Even if Alicia was in the Playboy and I was to masturbate to her, I'm still not going to interrupt her current relationship to fuck it up, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to fuck her up with her current beau, right? Or boo, right? Right. Even a gay woman ain't got to worry about me. For instance, Ellen or Portia, right? And I'm not going to be upset that they're dating or trying to interfere, right? Because guess what? You can't, right? Why can't you, right? Because you got to what to stop them? Murder them to stop them. Well, who taught us to murder to stop a sinner? Satan. Who taught us to forgive and help the sinner repent or work with them in their sin while they're sinning, right? Jesus, who also forgave us while we were sinning. Christ died for us. See, you're getting confused about the message, Jesus. By the disciples. They're the only ones who can be confused about now, too, right? It's the point. But the only way to see Alicia naked is if she done a new shot in Playboy, for example, right? Other than that, all I can do is once in a while, if I see this video, see her nipples a little bit through the shirt. And that's not why I'm watching it, right? I didn't know I would see her nipples or not, right? I didn't plan on that, right? This is just an example. But I did notice at one point briefly, right, perhaps, right? I'm not even paying attention to it now. I'm talking to you, right? So it's not even on an issue, right? See what I mean, right? But when you condemn, right? I'm not your boyfriend if I don't even know I'm with you. You're not my girlfriend if I don't even know I'm with you. And you know why I don't know I'm with you, right? And you're still not believing me, right? That the only one who don't want us together is the only one who can back us out the bus, right? I mean, out the bus, right? And she ain't gonna come when you or I expect it. She's gonna come after you leave, right? Not when you're here. She don't want to even acknowledge that you're old enough to consent to sex now, and is still trying to make you a 4-year-old, right? If you're with me now, hypothetically, right? But I did survive her attack the first time up to now. If it was her who attacked me, right? See, like I said, right? Once I blacked out, it's only brought my memory to the last thing I remember, which was trying to get into the room, right? And then thinking I was injured in the fall, right? Even if, like, with the wreck, more happened than I can recall, right? Until I fully came to, right? Because they're asking me questions in the ER in the wreck, right? Which I'm answering, but I don't remember answering, right? That too was amnesia, right? I will never remember all that. I can't. If it's something I can't remember, your mother knows, right? I don't know. She knows it's you too. I don't even know if she probably right. If you were to try to get here, right? And I'm not seducing you. I just don't remember because she knows how to black me out without killing me, right? She did it before. Oh, you don't remember that either, right? And the only one who can keep doing it, Mom, is someone who already did it, knows they can do it the same way again. Like they did the first time, right? They also aren't trying to kill me, they're trying to block me out or black me out, right? Of her life, right? Or block me out like it's a sin, right? And I don't remember it, whether it was a sin or not. That's what I'm saying to her too, right? Now, you know I went out to lunch, right? And I was there from 7 to 11:40, right? 7, right? And I ate 2 plates like normal. Didn't have breakfast, right? Had a dessert bowl. And then left, right? I ate most of the food. I left a little bit in the second plate and then right. A little bit with the dessert bowl. And I ain't ate but that meal since, I know, around 11, right? 07. And now it's 4:33. Now, even if I eat one more meal, is that not just 3 meals a day, right? And how many calories do you think that is, right? About, a normal plate and then a second plate and then, right? Dessert, right? Plate, dessert bowl, right? Now, I don't remember that happening, though there's one girl, right, who's the waitress, right? And I see her going around the tables the most, and, of course I know that she's attractive, but, right, I'm just eating, right? And she's a brunette with brown hair, brown eyes, and, Caucasian, right? That's all I know about her, right? And she's tending to her table as my waitress got my stuff situated, right? And I left her the $3, right? And left, and it took around 40 minutes to eat it all, right? Maybe 50, maybe 45, right? I don't know. Is that rational? That's what I'm asking you, right? Now, the problem came with the nail salon, right? Well, I lost the time. And the Comcast girl. There's 2 times I lost time. Like with the wreck in the fall. Mm-hmm. So that's 4 times I've been blacked out for an hour. Mm-hmm. Or a short time and then didn't remember what happened between the hours. Mm-hmm. No matter how long I was in the salon, right? Now that's because I can admit I made a mistake, right? But if I don't remember the mistake and you do, you're stirring the pot, right? Because you knew she was 15. Right? But if she didn't have her credentials to do the job, is she supposed to do the job? No. And she's telling me she's 37. Why does she also feel she had to lie about it, right? To do my nails, right? He didn't get her the documentation either, right? Her dad, right? And ain't that his responsibility? Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, if she's 15 or 37, she wasn't acting betrothed either, right? Right? You didn't have her engaged yet, did you? That's what that means in the Old Testament. Betrothed, engaged, right? To get married, right? And that could last a year in Israel. Mm-hmm. But what, Romans didn't get engaged? I know. See, not every Roman participated in the orgies. Yeah. Idiot either. Some did. Some what? Didn't. Dummy, right? And people all over the world have been making babies since the fall. That's not the problem. It's Satan making us think sin is the problem, or sex is the problem. The knowledge of good and evil, even when you do something right, he makes it wrong, right? He calls evil good and good evil, right? He's confusing us. Satan's the author of confusion. Not God, right? The maker who knows the male is supposed to have sex with the female naturally. Maybe. See, she's holding up her arms. Maybe a second. Who cares? I'll move it. I hope so. I never left Georgia, like I told you, to mess with you, but I'm critiquing the performance. Right? And notice, you were getting excited about doing so. And you're not the only woman I've seen do that before in a crowd, right? Of people dancing around, right? I've seen it before. And guess what? You didn't mess with them. You didn't mess with them either, right? I know. I've seen women with nipples, right, before, right? Don't know why, but it happens. I've seen a wet t-shirt contest before, right? I would go to the strip clubs because God didn't say you couldn't, right? Nor does he say it's sexual immorality. Satan does, right? If you're serving in need like Samson or Hosea, right? Even if your wife was a former prostitute, and you're marrying her to show we're not perfect. We're all sinning, right? And that's why you're doing it, right? In the right spirit, right? Not a wrong, right? I don't know. To show we're all struggling in life. What if Jesus had 7 women and a wife, right? And cheated on her, right? With 7 other women. What if she cheated on him with 7 men, right? Because they're even giving an example of one woman with 7 brothers, right? What if he was the 8th then? I don't know. Do you see what I mean? Right. They're doing something hypothetical, but also something that's possible at them too, right? I know. And why bring up such a specific idea? There's one woman with 7 men, and all 7 men died, and then the woman died herself. Whose wife would she be in the resurrection, right? Well, that's not sexual. No. Sex is about having a baby. But being resurrected, you're buried and you're brought back to life, and what was in the ground comes to the surface of the earth, right? You are raised to meet the Lord in the air, right? But you don't need to go as far as the earth, the crust, right? To be resurrected. You ain't got to go physically up into the air, but back from the ground into the air, right? As Adam was, right? Made on the ground, right? And made a living soul. God forming the body first and then making it alive, right? Right. Now, we don't know how he formed Jesus' body. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, Satan might even be his son if he's the second born, right? In the terrestrial and the celestial, right? But the way they reproduce in the celestial is different than the terrestrial, too, right? It might be easier there, too, and not as sexual, right? But what he hates is how we reproduce, right? And that's how the Maker made us, right? Shall the thing formed say of him that formed it, he has no hands? Right? What do you think that's talking about? The way we reproduce. It's the way we reproduce. It was made to reproduce that way, right? But Satan's making it good and evil. He's calling the reproductive act evil, and when God called it good, right? Even the butt sex he did was to make you think it was evil. It's not that evil, right? But what is evil, right? Condemning it and killing each other over it, right? Murder came about not just because he did the sin with us, right? Or had children with Eve and Adam, right? Oh, and there wasn't just the seed or Cain, there was also a daughter. The daughter of the devil himself. The Eagles might have got it right again. I've been searching for the daughter of the devil himself. And an angel in white. And you're a little of both. We're all a little of both. We're all a little bit of demonic men and angelic men. All right. Which side are you going to lean to, though? That's always the question, right? Are you going to lead to your demonic self or your angelic self, right? Now, with respect to Alicia's band, I'm not doing this about the fact that I'm just a fan of Alicia's, right? I'm trying to respect her as a good entertainer, not just talking about her boobs. But we all got boobs, even men have nipples, right? And our nipples can get hard to use. But it's not the same. Or for the same reasons, right? But why do we both have nipples? The XY factor, right? The X is from your mama, and the Y is from the daddy, and the X is also from the daddy to make the mama, or the daughter, right? Mm-hmm. But that's why I understand what they mean in the sense that we're all in a fallen state, and they feel they should have been born a man or a woman, right? Or vice versa, right? I would think the X should have got there first, not the Y. Mm-hmm. But that is an opinion, right? But Christ can be all three, right? Two came out of him, but they're independent of him too, right? But there are three forms, androgynous, male, and female. Mm-hmm. Though it is pretty set. It is pretty set. I know what you mean, right? But can God change it if you ask him and speak it, right? And show you want to become a woman? I don't know. So you got to speak the things you ask God to do. Mm-hmm. If you think you should have been a woman, right? You got to ask God. Mm-hmm. Now, do you mean it? Being a woman means you also have breasts that give milk, mm-hmm, and can have a baby. If you really want to be a woman, that's what that means. That's what that means, right? That's a full ride, though, right? You see what I mean, right? Or you can't really be a woman, right? Then I explain it this way. You're trying to be a eunuch. A eunuch is a male who doesn't want to be a male, but instead adopts a female form and takes estrogen, much like a castrated person would. Whereas they get muscular and more male-ish, right? Because of the testosterone when you cut off the penis and the balls, right? Or whatever they did, right? To make the man a eunuch, right? For their kings and the queen's sake, right? So they couldn't have sex with the concubines and the harem, right? That's why they did that, right? But it's all crazy, no matter what. But say not to the eunuch, you are a dry tree, right? Now, if the eunuch wants to look like a female or a male, that's up to them, right? See what I mean? Right. It's still a eunuch. They're castrating themselves. They're making themselves neither male nor female, right? And God says some make themselves eunuchs, right? Of men, of God, for religious reasons and non-religious reasons. Don't worry about it. Ask them, right, if you want to know. Like I told you, with respect, that I want to marry a female. If you're a transgender, I don't really want to be with you, but I respect your right to be transgendered, right? See, that's respecting the choice, right? And accepting their feelings and still not putting them down and not working with them in their feelings for it, right? To be a woman. Now, not every man, like I told you, wants to be a woman. Either. Not every gay person or straight person, has to kill each other over it. And you don't have to rape people at all. That's a choice, too. And when you rape people who you think are gay, you're gay, too. You're both gay. The Bible don't say you get an out just because you're the dominant and giving and they're receiving. It don't matter if the man is with a man who plays the woman or a woman, right? What you're doing is adulterous anyway. And it don't say you can lust after a woman or a man, right? If you're married, right? So if you're having sex with a man and married to a woman, that's just as adulterous. At the body shop, That's where you're going, ain't it? You're going to a different club. I'm just going to the regular strip club and meeting the girls, right? Where you're going to. I don't even know. I'm not asking to know. What you do is your business, and I don't judge you, right? But what I do is also my business, right? And if it's different than what you're doing, and you're thinking people will judge you, don't tell me. I don't know then, right? I don't infer it on you either, right? If I don't know, I don't know. I don't tell, right? But what I do know, I might tell, right? But if what I do know, I mention, right? But I don't condemn, right? For you doing it, right? That's what Jesus is teaching us, to forgive again, right? When Satan taught us to murder over our mistakes, right? Even the sexual ones, right? And we all do it. I know. Do it till you satisfy, whatever it is. Well, I'll leave there. Do it till you satisfy, whatever it is. Do it, Do it till you satisfy. Do it. Do it. Do it till you satisfy. Whatever it is. Do it. Well, that's black and white, baby. And I might be a little both. Just a teeny bit. 1.2 to 3 to 4, something like that. They don't know. They don't know. They can't pinpoint it, I guess. Right. But there's English, Irish, German, right? All right. French, we knew that. Mm-hmm. Maybe Italian and Greek, we didn't know that. Spanish, right? So 4 of them I knew of. Irish, Greek, right? I mean, Irish, English, German, and French, right? Right? 4 I knew. The ones I didn't know, I was either American Indian, right? Or Native American, right? Mm-hmm. Great-great-grandfather, right? Mm-hmm. The great-great-grandmother could have been full Irish, right? Makes sense. And the great-granddad half, right? If I'm 29%, right? Irish, right? That's over a quarter Irish, right? Exactly. And that makes up Shane Lee, right? And then the English, German, French, Greek, Italian, Spanish, well, African American, Spanish, and Arabic, right? Those are the lesser of the nationalities that are in the genes, right? That's what they found, right? See, if 3% is unidentified, that's what that means, right? Out of 97%, right? And the 97% is European, right? The small amounts of African, Arabic, and Spanish show up, right, at all. It's probably correct. Given that we all come from these nations, right? Don't we? So what's the problem? It's gonna be alright. They can say what they like. Alright. Well, I don't think she's lip syncing. No, you don't think I'm lip syncing that. Well, that's what they'll come up. Well, they both can do it live. It's all shooting live or something. No, it's not. Now, freestyle live, right, means you're going to hear slight differences between the recorded version you hear on the radio, right? But I hear Alicia on the radio and on the performance, right? Not another woman. It's her voice, right? I hear, not someone else's, right? At this time, I'm seeing a little excitement in the area. But she's dancing again, right? But I'm a critic, right? And see, the critic either likes the performance or they don't, right? I don't mind that. That's what I'm saying, right? But she's in a white shirt with black pants. I'm describing it for you. See. And I'm seeing her excitement at performing, right? Live. So it's recorded, too, right? So part of this experiment, right, is this episode 31. And it was recorded in 2012 anyway. And December 7th, right, it says 52012 as well. And again, right, they air this, and then next is Linkin Park, and then they have epic, awesome videos. And the world stage again, Red Hot Chili Peppers, give it a wave now. So, Ryder. I have a good feeling. Right. Woo. Oh, that's it. Right. Oh, my bad. Jason Mars, Simple Plan. And then at 11, it goes back to videos, right? Now, I'm hearing Sam doing a different video, the body shop. That's kind of interesting, right? I know. At the body shop. And I like the video too because it starts out with the man's dropping off his wife in a pristine hotel or something, right? Something like that, downtown. And then he's going to the body shop. Okay, I get that. And there's that. All right. Mm-hmm. 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 You know, Florida's in Malta. Mm-hmm. Problems, good feeling, and whistle. Mm-hmm. Maybe right now I'm not remembering this material, right? Stop popping in there for some reason, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. And well, when you don't watch something but once in a while, again, right, you can forget it, right? Okay, bye.